Have you ever wondered what it truly means to lose everything, even your empire? Welcome to One Story. Today, our story begins in the city of Rome, the heart of an empire that once ruled the world. But power doesn't last forever. The year was 476 AD. The Roman Empire was falling apart, and a young emperor named Romulus Augustulus sat on the golden throne, a throne too heavy for his shoulders. He was only 16, too young to rule, too young to understand that his empire was already dying. Outside his palace, soldiers were leaving their posts. The treasury was empty. The people were starving. But inside the marble halls, Romulus tried to believe that hope still existed. He looked at the statue of Julius Caesar and whispered, "What would you do if you were me?" Of course, the statue didn't answer, but the silence felt heavier than words. That night, the general of Rome, a man named Orestes, entered the chamber. He was tall, scarred, and tired of fighting wars that no longer made sense. "Your Majesty," he said, bowing slightly, "the barbarians are at the gates." Romulus's heart froze. "How many?" he asked. "Too many," Orestes said softly, "and they have a leader named Odoacer." The name struck fear in every Roman heart. Odoacer, the warlord from the north, a man who wanted not just Rome's gold, but its crown. Romulus stood from his throne. "Then I'll speak to him myself," he said. Orestes frowned. "That's suicide." "Maybe," Romulus replied, "but better to face him like a man than die behind walls." The next morning, as dawn broke, Romulus rode out from the city gates. He wore no crown, no armor, only a simple cloak. The fields beyond Rome were filled with soldiers, not Roman, but Gothic, thousands of them. Odoacer waited in the middle, his sword resting on his shoulder. He looked at Romulus and smiled faintly. "So this is the boy emperor," he said. Romulus dismounted his horse and walked closer. He said calmly, "If you've come to destroy Rome, you'll have to go through me first." Odoacer laughed. You're just a child." Romulus didn't move. "Maybe, but I'm still emperor." Odoacer studied him for a moment. Then he said, "You've got courage, I'll give you that, but courage won't save an empire." Romulus looked around, at the horizon, at the silent ruins of what was once the world's greatest power. He said softly, "Maybe it's not meant to be saved. Maybe it's meant to be remembered." Odoacer's expression changed. He lowered his sword. "You're wiser than your father ever was," he said. "Tell me, boy, what do you want?" Romulus replied, "Spare my people, let the city live." There was a long pause. Then Odoacer said, "And what do I get in return?" Romulus took off the golden crown from his head. He placed it on the ground between them. He said, "Take it. Rome doesn't need an emperor anymore." The wind blew softly through the field. The crown glimmered in the morning sun. Odoacer stared at it, silent. Then he nodded. He turned to his army and said, "Lower your weapons." And just like that, the 1,000-year Roman Empire came to an end without a single sword being raised. That night, Odoacer entered the city as its new ruler, but he didn't destroy Rome. He restored order. He fed the poor. He respected the temples and schools. And as for Romulus, or the boy emperor, he disappeared quietly into history. Some say he became a monk. Some say he wandered north and lived among the farmers. Others believe he was killed in secret. But there's one story, a story whispered by those who still believe in legends. It says that Romulus didn't die. He lived long enough to write down everything he saw, the rise and fall of his empire. And before he vanished, he left behind a message carved in stone. Empires fall, people change, but the dream of Rome lives forever. Years later, travelers found that stone buried under the ruins. And when they read it, they felt something, a spark, a reminder that greatness isn't about crowns or armies. It's about courage, legacy, and belief, even when the world ends around you, because sometimes the end of an empire is just the beginning of a new story. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories.